Alright guys, so let's continue with this review, and I am going to talk about the second question on your review, which is the one about Alice. So Alice is in a data analyzing class. For her project, she wanted to know which vehicle is involved in more accidents. Alice surveyed 600 students, 360 of whom were males, on vehicle safety. Her results are given on the table below. Create a Venn diagram and a tree diagram based on the information. Now, first of all, we need to think about that a little bit because they're giving us some information on that little short paragraph. There were 600 students total. I'm going to need that, so I'm going to write it down. 360 were males. That means we had 240 females. I hope I'm doing my math right. Yeah, I am. Yeah. Okay, that's good. So 240 females. And now I can think about how am I going to organize that on a Venn diagram. I'm going to do a Venn diagram first. Let's start by making our circles, of course. So it's going to be a 3-circle Venn diagram, or somebody said I can't say Venn diagram because Venn means 2. I'm not sure about that, but let's call it diagram. Put it on our diagram. Alice is a female, so I'm going to call this first circle females. We're interested in vehicle accidents, so this one's going to be vehicle. And we're interested in accidents, so this is going to be called accidents. My writing keeps getting worse and worse. Look at that A. Bad. I'm sorry. I'm going to start with this circle right here, the female circle. There are 240 females, so I'm going to write that here, 240. I need to know how many females have a vehicle. So females with a vehicle, that's this right there. 225 plus 10, that is 235. So I'm going to put 235 right here. If I put 235 there, I got to subtract it from here. 240 minus 235 is 5. And then I'm going to fill this circle in, that part. That's females with a vehicle with an accident. That's this right here, 19. So 19 goes here. But if I put a 19 right there, then I also gotta subtract it from that 235. 235 minus 19, I want to say that's 216. So I am going to cross that one out. Oh, I can't cross it out, it's too small. So it's too big. I'm gonna erase it. And I'm gonna put 216. Now we're not interested in females that don't have a vehicle and had an accident, so that's 0. Now we can talk about males because I'm already done with that circle that had females. So for this part of my diagram, I'm going to talk about males that have a vehicle. There are 173 males with a vehicle, so I'm going to put that here. And then I'm going to fill this one out. That is males with a vehicle that had an accident. That's this right here, 46. If I put that 46 there, then I gotta cross this one out and subtract it. So 173 minus 46, that's 127. Okay, you can check the math. I don't have a calculator right now. Hopefully I'm doing it right. I don't want to spend all that time figuring it out. So if it's wrong, I'm sorry. Just fix it on your paper. I'm not interested in males that have an accident and they don't have a vehicle. So that one's going to be 0. And then finally, I need to figure out what's on the universe. So I'm going to add 5 plus 216 plus 19 plus 46 plus 127 and subtract it from 600. I do believe that was 187. Those would be males that don't have a vehicle and don't have an accident. Now for the tree diagram, Let me erase this now. For the tree diagram, that one gets a little bit more interesting, a little more sad. Just because there's a lot of things that we gotta do, but we can get it done. Not too bad. First of all, I'm gonna separate these two into males and females. There are 360 males and 240 females. I need to find the percentages, so to do this one here, I will do 360 divided by 600 total people. To find this one over here, I would do 240 divided by 600 people. Leave those as a decimal, okay? I'm not going to do it right now. Like I said, I don't have a calculator, so you can do that on your own. Now for the males, there are three categories. We can have males with a car, males with no vehicle, and males with a motorcycle. Females, you can have females with a car, females with no vehicle, and females with a motorcycle. If I look at my chart, there are 150 males with a car. There are 23 males with a motorcycle. But I did have 360 males. If I add 150 plus 23, that's 173. But I have 260 males. That means I gotta subtract it from that to see how many didn't have a vehicle. I do believe that's 187. Okay. Now I still gotta find the percentages for these branches right here. Okay. In order for me to do that, I just gotta divide these numbers by 360. So for example here, I would put 150 divided by 360. That would give me that branch right there. This one right here, I would do 187 by 360. This one, 23 divided by 360. Now I'm not doing it just because it doesn't fit and I don't have a calculator, so you do it and put it on your paper, okay? Females, there were 225 females with a car. There were 10 females with a motorcycle, but I had 240 females. I already counted 225 plus 10, that's 235. So I'm missing 5 of them that don't have a vehicle. In order for me to get this branch right here, I'm going to do 225 divided by 240. Whatever I get as a decimal, I put it on this branch. This one right here is going to be 5 divided by 240. And then this one right here is going to be 10 divided by 240. Again, you divide them out and write them there so we don't waste time on this video. Now we move on to the car. Males with a car, they could either have an accident or no accident. If they don't have a vehicle, we don't care whether they had an accident or not. Motorcycle, they could either have an accident or no accident. Okay. Now from those 150 males, if you look at your chart, 40 of them had an accident. So I'm going to write 40 right here. That's a 40. If I want to get this branch, I would do 40 divided by 150. Now if 40 of the 150 had an accident, the remaining 110 did not have an accident. Okay. 110 plus 40, that gives me 150. That's why I'm getting 110. To get this branch, I'm going to do 110 divided by 150. Motorcycle, there were 6 males that had an accident, and that means the remaining 17 did not. If I want to find this branch right here, I'm going to do 6 divided by 23. If I want to find this branch right here, I'm going to do 17 divided by 23. For the females, 15 with a car had an accident. So 15. And then that means that the remaining 210 did not have an accident. 210 plus 15 gives me 225. If I want to find this branch right here, I'm going to do 15 divided by 225. If I want to find this branch right here, I'm going to do 210 divided by 225. Now, from the motorcycle, there could either be accident or no accident. Now, according to my chart, 4 of them had an accident, and I had 10, so 6 of them didn't have an accident. If I want to find that branch, I'm going to do 4 divided by 10. If I want to find this branch, I'm going to do 6 divided by 10. Okay? You should have all those decimals in place right there. You don't need these numbers. Once you're done, you can cross these out, erase them or something, because the only thing you need are the decimals that are going to be on your branches. Okay? Now, I'm going to answer the rest of these. Question number 6, I don't want to mess with the tree, so I'm just going to go. Talking about question number 6, it says, what is the probability of getting on an accident in a motorcycle? This one is talking in general. Now, really, we're talking about Alice right now. So if we're talking about Alice, she's a female. I am only interested in the probability of Alice getting in an accident. But the problem is saying in general getting in an accident, so I'm going to go with both. Okay? If I go on the tree and I want to talk about the males getting in an accident on a motorcycle, I'm going to follow the male branch, the motorcycle branch, and the accident. So I'm going to multiply whatever I get as a decimal here, whatever I get as a decimal here, and whatever I get as a decimal there. Multiply those. Okay? I'm going to put that in yellow, whatever you get there. And then I'm going to add it to the females. So females with a motorcycle with an accident. So I'm going to multiply this decimal times this decimal times this decimal, and I'm going to put it here. Add those two, and that is your probability of getting in an accident on a motorcycle. Okay. Now let me talk about question number 7. Okay. Question number 7 said, what is the probability of a female in a car getting in an accident? So female in a car getting in an accident. So I'm going to follow the female branch, and she is in a car and she is getting in an accident. Female in a car getting in an accident. So I'm going to multiply this percent, and whatever I get here, and that's going to be my answer to number 7. Finally, number 8. What is the probability of a male on a motorcycle not being in an accident? Male on a motorcycle not being in an accident. So, let me make this one blue, I haven't used that one. Male on a motorcycle not getting in an accident. So I'm going to multiply this decimal times whatever I get here times whatever I get here for no accident. Okay, that's going to be number 8. Remember, you are multiplying. Don't go and try to add. The only place we added was right here, and that was because it was 2 different branches that you followed on this tree. Okay. Alright, this is all for the review. If you have any questions, feel free to come to tutoring Tuesdays and Thursdays for help.